All right, so this general topic here, this crash course on client webinars, is something that I'm incredibly passionate about. So there's going to be a couple, objections and problems that are going to come up as we go through this. So I'm going to try and hit this all in one clean sweep. Your compliance departments, for the most part, are going to tell you no to webinars because of their understanding of what webinars are. So before you accept no as an answer from your compliance team, if you get a no, you need to make it clear to them what it is that you're actually wanting to do. So that's going to make sense as we progress through this, but I have a funny feeling that many of you who are saying my compliance won't allow it or my officer won't allow it or whatever it is, they actually will. It's all about how you position it and talk about it. So client webinars. This was an idea that really, for me personally, it didn't sink in until probably mid 2020. Okay, this is right in the heat of COVID. Again, keep in mind the environment at this point. You had a lot of advisors, a lot of agents, a lot of brokers. They had a hard time prospecting. Okay, if they relied on face-to-face, both for their marketing and for their sales process, they had a hard time getting in front of people. So it caused them to get creative. Or for some, unfortunately, they just died off and they sold their business, or they just stayed and they did the whole wait and see approach. So this idea, it is directly tied to clients. And we are not jumping into the prospecting webinar piece right now. Okay, very specifically, the goal is to get in front of clients. So here's the general idea. Right now, and most advisors use Zoom. Okay, I know there's a compliance factor to this if it's not approved, so plug and play the software. But most advisors will hop on Zoom and do this. This is an idea. It is completely free on the assumption that you're already paying for the Zoom membership. If you do not have the Zoom corporate membership to where you can choose your own URL and your landing page, then you will likely have to pay for that. But that's about $15 to $25 a month, I believe. So the webinars themselves, they're for your clients, and they're meant to engage with clients as a communication tool. They're not meant to sell anything, ever. The call to actions on these is never going to be to meet with you. It's going to be tune into the next webinar series. Now, you are going to want to name these, okay? So whatever you want to call it, Market Mornings with Mike, or Financial Awareness Hour, like whatever you want to call it. Like that's how you want to brand it, and you want to actually do have a brand for it, because when you hop on Zoom and you type in that URL to take you to the actual web page to be able to watch it and view it and sign in, you want it to stand out. Okay, and we'll talk more specifically about why as we progress through it, but that's number one. So as we discuss this, the only cost to it outside of your time is going to be roughly $20 to $25 a month. Okay, from the time element. Okay, this should not take you more than an hour start to finish per webinar, I guess you can call it. Probably as you start doing it, it'll take about 30 minutes. But here's the general structure that I really like, that I've seen, that I know advisors are doing, it's working for them. They are branding it. Okay, I'll use the example of Market Mornings with Mike. Okay, financial advisor out there, if your name's Mike, Michael, take this, run with it. It's yours, man. Market Mornings with Mike. You hop on that webinar, and call it once a week or once every other week. I would recommend doing it more than once a month, honestly, just for the staying power and the stickiness of it. But let's say you do it once every week or once every other week. It should be a 15 to 20 minute webinar. Most advisors will do this live. Okay, most will do it live. You do not have to. They just like to do it live because it's easier for them, as opposed to scheduling time to record it, to edit it, all that. They just like the live feel. You're more than welcome to pre-record it, and you can make it automated. You're just going to have to be a little more cautious of the content you use. And especially for compliance sake, you might have to do it that way to get it pre-approved. But it's still going to be predictable and sustainable long term. So as long as your compliance departments take a reasonable amount of time to review things and get back to you, you'll be just fine doing this. But as you host these, you are wanting to strictly invite your clients to it.